first left off. If you have the paper book, I have it. You're welcome to to read the book on your own and join us. So here we go. I got the feeling I could stand here until I had cobwebs too, and I wouldn't learn anything else. My audience with the oracle was over. Well, Sharon asked me. I slumped into a chair at the penultimate table. She said I would retrieve what was stolen. Grover sat forward, chewing excitedly on the remains of a Diet Coke can. That's great! What did the oracle say? Sharon pressed. This is important. My ears were still tingling from that reptilian voice. She said I would go west and face a god who had turned. I would retrieve what was stolen and see it safely returned. I knew it, Grover said. Sharon didn't look satisfied. Anything else? I didn't want to tell him. What friend would betray me? I didn't have that many. And the last line I would fail to save what mattered most. What kind of oracle would save me on a quest and tell me, "Oh, by the way, you'll fail"? How could I confess that? No, I said, that's about it. He studied my face. Very well, Percy. But know this. The oracle words have double meanings. Don't dwell on them too much. The truth is not always clear until events come to pass. I got the feeling he knew I was holding something back. Bad. And he was trying to make me feel better. Okay, I said, anxious to change the topic. So, where do I go? Who's this god in the west? Ah, think, Percy, Sharon said. If Zeus and Poseidon weaken each other in war, who stands to gain? Somebody else that wants to take over, I guess. Yes, quite. Someone who harbors a grudge, who's been unhappy with his lot since the world was divided eons ago, whose kingdom would grow powerful with the millions of deaths. Someone who hates his brother for forcing him to an oath to have no more children, an oath that both of them now broken. I thought about my dreams. The evil voice that had spoken from underground. Hades. Sharon nodded. The Lord of the Dead is only possibility. A scrap of aluminum dribbled over Grover's mouth. Whoa, wait, what? A fury came over Percy, Sharon reminded me. She watches the young man until she was sure of his identity, then tried to kill him. Furies obey their one lord, Hades. Yes, but Hades hates all heroes, Grover protested. Especially if he found out Percy's the son of Poseidon. A hellhound got into the forest, Sharon continued. Those can only be summoned from the fields of punishment, and it had to be summoned by someone within the camp. Hades must have a spy here. He must suspect Poseidon will try to use Percy to clear his name. Hades would very much like to kill his young half-blood before he could go on a quest. Great, I muttered. That's two major gods who want to kill me. But a quest too, Grover swallowed. I mean, couldn't the Master Bolt be in place like Maine? Maine's very nice this type of year. Hades sent a minion to steal the Master Bolt, Sharon insisted. He hid it in the underworld, knowing full well that Zeus would blame Poseidon. I don't pretend to understand the Lord's death motives perfectly, or why he'd choose this time of year to start a war. But one thing's for certain. Percy must go to the underworld, find the Master Bolt, and reveal the truth. A strange fire burned in my stomach. The weirdest thing was, it wasn't fear. It was anticipation. The desire for revenge. Hades had tried to kill me 3 times so far with the Fury, the Minotaur, and the Hellhound. It was his fault that my mother had disappeared in the flash of light. Now he was trying to frame me and my dad for a theft we hadn't committed. I was ready to take him on. Besides, if my mother was in the underworld... Whoa, boy, said the small part of my brain that was still sane. You're a kid. Hades is a god. Grover was trembling. He started eating the penultimate cards like potato chips. Poor guy needed to complete a quest from me so he could get his searcher's license. whatever that was. But how could I ask him to do this quest, especially when the oracle said I was destined to fail? This was suicide. Look, if we know it's Hades, I told Sharon, why can't we tell the other gods, Zeus and Poseidon, to go to the underworld and bust some heads? Suspecting and knowing are not the same, Sharon said. Besides, even if other gods suspected Hades, and I imagine Poseidon does, they could not retrieve the bolt themselves. Gods cannot cross other territories except by invitation. This is another ancient rule. Heroes, on the other hand, have certain privileges. They can go anywhere, challenge anyone, as long as they're bold enough and strong enough to do it. No god can be held responsible for a hero's actions. Why do you think the gods always operate through humans? You're saying I'm being used? I'm saying it's no accident Poseidon's claimed you now. It's a very risky gamble, but he's in a desperate situation. He needs you. My dad needs me. Emotions roll around inside me like bits of glass in a kaleidoscope. Whew. I didn't know whether to feel resentful or grateful or angry or happy. Poseidon had ignored me for 12 years. Now suddenly he needed me. I looked at Sharon. I know I was Poseidon's son all this time, haven't you? I had my suspicions. As I said, I've spoken to the oracle too. I got the feeling there was a lot he wasn't telling me about his prophecy, but I decided I couldn't worry about that right now. After all, I was holding back information too. Let me get this straight, I said. I'm supposed to go to the underworld, confront the Lord of the Dead. Check, Sharon said. Find the most powerful weapon in the universe. Check. And get it back to Olympus before the summer solstice in 10 days? That's about right. I looked at Grover, who gulped down the ace of hearts. Did I mention that Maine's very nice this time of year? He asked weakly. You don't have to go, I told him. I can't ask that of you. Oh, he shifted his hooves. No, it's just that satyrs and underground places, well... He took a deep breath, then stood brushing the shredded cards and aluminum bits off his t-shirt. You saved my life, Percy. If you're serious about wanting me to go along, I won't let you down. I felt so relieved I wanted to cry, though I didn't think that would be very heroic. Grover was the only friend I'd ever had for longer than a few months. I wasn't sure what good satyr could do against the forces of the dead, but I felt better knowing he'd be with me. All the way, G-Man, I turned to Sharon. Where do we go? The oracle just said to go west. The entrance to the underworld is always in the west. It moves from age to age just like the Olympus. Right now, of course, it's in America. Where? Sharon looked surprised. I thought that would be obvious enough. The entrance to the underworld is in Los Angeles. Oh, I said naturally. So we just go on a plane? No! Grover shrieked. Percy, what are you thinking? Have you ever been on a plane in your life? I shook my head, feeling embarrassed. My mom never taken me anywhere by plane. She'd always said we didn't have money. Besides, her parents had died in a plane crash. Percy, think, Sharon said. You're the son of the sea god. Your father's biggest rival is Zeus, lord of the sky. Your mom knew better than to trust you in an airplane. You would be in Zeus's domain. You would never come down again alive. Overhead, lightning crackled. Thunder boomed. Okay, I said, determined not to look at the storm. So I'll travel over land. That's right, Sharon said. Two companions may accompany you. Grover's one, and the other's volunteered, if you'll accept her help. Gee, I said, feigning surprise. Who else will be stupid enough to volunteer for a quest like this? The air shimmered behind Sharon. Annabeth became visible, stuffing her Yankees cap into her back pocket. I've been waiting a long time for a quest, seaweed brain, she said. Athena's no fan of Poseidon, but if you're going to save the world, I'm the best person to keep you from messing it up. If you do say so yourself, I said. I suppose you have a plan, wise girl? Her cheeks colored. Do you want my help or not? The truth was, I did. I needed all the help I could get. A trio, I said. That'll work. Excellent, Sharon said. This afternoon, we can take you as far as the bus terminal in Manhattan. After that, you're on your own. Lightning flashed. Rain poured down on the meadows that were never supposed to have violent weather. No time to waste, Sharon said. I think you all should get packing. We'll read Good Bus Part tomorrow.